I'm finally making this video after a few days of being completely busy. This would have been out much earlier, and I'm sorry that I'm taking time away from regular content, but I just have to get this out. It's gonna be a bit of a vlog slash a haul video, and you know, I'm just gonna talk to the camera about my first ever convention! Except it's not really my first, because I went to a Warhammer convention, I think about 5 years ago? I'm not really sure. Thank God I'm out of Warhammer. If you're in Warhammer, please get the f*** out right now before your wallet starts screaming in pain. As you know, I bumped into the Supernova cosplayers on the way to the Transformers meetup a few months ago, and from there, I knew I had to go to Smash. It just had to happen. I ended up buying a costume almost instantly, and I got my tickets, and it was all done and dusted. So while everyone online that I know is saying, oh yeah, TF Nation was great, why didn't you go to TF Nation? I ended up leaving the UK just weeks before it happened, so I had to settle for Smash instead. Although settle's not the right word, because it was freaking awesome! I can finally see why people love the convention so much. I can finally see now why people get so excited over these conventions, because you get to see just how big the community you're a part of is. And this convention was so good that I think I'm gonna get back into anime reviews, because it's been over 10 months since I've done my last one. Maybe even 11 by the time this gets uploaded. I don't know. I've already got one scripted, and it's not really the opinion of the show that you'd think it would be. So I hope to see you then. But yes, as for the convention, what did I end up doing? The moment I got there, I was blown away by how many people there were. There were so many people cosplaying in such amazing costumes. And mine was just a dinky old Robin one I bought online. Yes, I felt a bit overwhelmed and kind of embarrassed in the process, because everyone else was putting so much effort, and there were so many great costumes there, and so many great encounters, and so many great photos. Others, not so much. Yep, that's a traumatic experience. I'm gonna have plenty of nightmares from now on. There were a few things I wanted to end up doing, but through random circumstance, it never ended up happening. I wanted to have some photos taken with my friends at the cosplay booth, but unfortunately they ended up waiting in line for Red Juice for a couple of hours, and by the time they were out, it was already the end of the convention, so we just kind of took one photo at the end and that was it. Funny thing, they got plenty of professional photos taken, and although there were some people like, oh, can I take your photo, none of them have shown up online. Except this one from the Science and Sword stall, and it's a bit underwhelming. Oh well, better luck next time. I ended up getting a lift to the convention, and I was going to get a lift on the way back, but then my friend pulled out from the after hours event, so I ended up getting the train back because I had no friends at the after hours event, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but apparently it was great, and next time I definitely will stay for that. As for those two friends, yes, they're the same that waited in the Red Juice line, but they were there the whole first day and I didn't notice them at all. It's such a huge convention with thousands of people in it that you're never gonna bump into anyone unless you have your phone, which unfortunately I forgot. I did want to go to the Voltron panel, but there was a bit of an unfortunate circumstance. Okay, everybody, line up. We're allowed 6 more people in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's enough. And I was the 7th person in line. I guess 7 really is an unlucky number. Aside from that, I spent plenty of time in the art section, going through and looking at all the amazing art. Jeez, damn it, I really wish I could draw. In fact, I'm going to get into the haul portion, because then that ties in with the other stuff I ended up doing. Now, I didn't really catch the names of everyone I bought the art from, so I'm just going to scan some of these and then put them up in this little thing that you'll be seeing on the screen right now. But aside from that, if your name doesn't pop up and it's your artwork, please comment below, let me know about the whole thing, and I'll probably put you in the description or some shit. So on the first day, I ended up getting 5 pieces of artwork, 4 of them being A3 and 1 of them being a little postcard-y A5 kind of deal, which was this little Professor Layton thing. I didn't really think it was appropriate for an A5, and it was just cheaper. Funny thing about the artwork, it was cheaper towards the back of the room than it was towards the front. My guess is that as people enter, they end up buying more expensive artwork at the front, and then they realize, oh, it's cheaper at the back. Whereas if they did it the other way around, it's like, oh, look at all this cheap artwork. Wait, why is it so expensive over here? Funny thing about Professor Layton, they have one of those underfilled iTunes playlists where it just kind of replays and replays and replays over and over again, and one of the songs was the Professor Layton Eternal Diva movie. I mean, I love that this movie's getting more credit, but who's actually seen this? And even the Professor Layton video games aren't that popular. They're highly regarded by their small fan base, but it is a small fan base because it's puzzle gameplay. Who actually plays puzzle gameplay? Aside from me and maybe a few other Nintendo fans. No, they want their Pokemans! But as far as convention music goes, it's probably not the worst you could pick. The only artwork that I'll be putting up on my fridge, Howl's Moving Castle. I actually got two because they said the first one was cut incorrectly, but I really couldn't tell the difference. So I ended up giving one to my friend and then putting this up on the fridge. And it's the only one that goes up on the fridge because my family aren't anime fans. And anything else I put up will just seem a bit too weird for them. I picked up some Yang artwork from a store that wasn't actually part of the art section. And even though it was much cleaner than the stuff they had because they had some rather revealing dragon-made artwork there, even this one is drawn to be a little extra thick! I picked up a piece of Lucina artwork because I'm a big fan of Fire Emblem, but the waist is too bloody small! Even people who wear corsets couldn't possibly do that, because at that point they'd be dead! If you look at the perspective, it's like, imagine the shoulders are here, and then the waist is about that thin. How does that work? Still nice artwork, though. God damn it, I wish this could go up on the fridge, it's so friggin' adorable! Also on the first day, I got this thing signed. Signed by Yusuke Kozaki. Although it wasn't as long a line as Red Juice, which my friend stood there for 3 hours in, it still was pretty long. I think I waited about 45 minutes for this because he was late from another panel. But still, nice. One of my favorite 3DS games, and now the artist has signed it. I only ended up buying 3 pieces of art on the second day, but I did kind of steal one of the posters off one of the walls there. I don't think anyone's gonna notice. Do you? I feel Legend of Korra never really gets enough love. I actually prefer the more adult themes in comparison to Avatar The Last Airbender, although the execution isn't as good, it's just personal preference. Picked up this nice Recreators, is it Shultier or Altair? I'm not really sure, I might be getting confused with Voltron. I bought this, and then a couple of minutes later it was all sold out. I don't think I got the last one, but she is a very popular character. And finally, Mume from Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. And yes, I used to think this was actually better than Attack on Titan, until the second season came out. Come on, bring on the third! As for non-artwork stuff, I've already been preparing for my next cosplay and got this wooden sword. No, I'm not a complete weeaboo who wants to prepare for the zombie apocalypse. This is just for cosplay uses only, for Stain from My Hero Academia. The blade's kind of the wrong colour though, I'm gonna have to paint this silver. The first thing I wanted to do, so that I could calculate how much money I'd have for the rest of the convention, was to get a Nendoroid Megumin from Konosuba. For those who don't know, Konosuba is a parody of all those trapped in an alternate world, or transported to an alternate world, or isekai, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And she is probably the funniest character on the show. No, that's objective, not subjective. Not only do they not have her though, but the prices on Nendoroids are insane! How do you pay that much for it? But then, as if destiny itself, I came across another Megumin figure, for only 40 bucks. The Sega small statue figure. Christ, this is well done for the price. I mean, the paint's not anything special, but for something on the shelf, it's gonna look pretty good. The only thing I'm not really that fond of is the face. With how expressive the character models are on the show, you'd think they'd do something a bit more goofy on the face, but no, it's just the traditional, "Hello, I'm an anime girl, you should look online." Please don't drag me into that waifu culture. But as figures for the shelf go, it's gonna look nice. This here was an impulse purchase. It's a future Trunks figure, whatever. I still have to watch Super, but I've been waiting for the dub because I prefer Goku's more mature voice in that. Yeah, it's okay. The paint's a bit messy on this one, and they don't really do the wash effects good. But, whatever. It'll do. And then, the big one! Gundam Unicorn Real Grade! Hobbyco was running a Gundam store, and they had all the Gundam World Championships models, and they were damn good. I settled mainly for the Megumin figure and the art on the first day, but I knew I had to get at least one Gundam on the second day. And this is what I got. Apparently it's a limited edition box. Well, that's upside down. There's no difference to the actual kit inside, and I usually chuck the boxes away anyway, so hooray, I got a limited edition box. Who actually gives a shit? I love the Real Grade series. It's just so complex and so detailed. and it's not as expensive as Perfect Grade as well. But then I'm running around the convention, you know, and that's about all I bought except for one more thing. You see, at the end of the day, I was waiting for one item to see if it dropped in price. There was a little Cube-A plush toy there, and of course, who wouldn't want an alien sociopath to sit on the side of your bed every night? And I was waiting, and waiting, and waiting, and waiting, and it never dropped in price. From $45! Who the hell would pay $45 for a goddamn plush toy? It was only about this big anyway. Please, I know it's my first convention, but I am not falling for the high prices. Ever. But what was marked down in price was this. God, I've been waiting for a real grade Zaku for ages. I wanted to get one for ages, and now here it is. Finally, I have one. Woo! But when am I going to find the time to build it? Because this is still only 3/4 built, and I haven't had any time to do it in several months. Jeez. Not to mention, I still haven't reviewed the red frame, or the double bullet master grade age 2, or age 3, or age 1, or whatever the hell you call it. I forget the name of it. And I haven't even reviewed Top Spin or Twin Twist yet. And I'm still making an anime review. When am I gonna find the time for all this crap? But yes, if you see an expensive thing at a convention that's out of your price range, don't buy it. There's always eBay. But all in all, it was quite a fun convention, and I will definitely be going to the next one. Not Oz Comic Con, though, because that's too expensive and too soon. Or the one coming up in Melbourne done by Madman, because that's also too expensive and too soon. I'm in debt. I am in debt at the moment for my Europe holiday. Congratulations. You're an idiot for not saving up enough money. That was to me, not to you. I did forget to mention, though, that I did make a sword for my Fire Emblem Robin costume, but I unfortunately didn't have it on the second day because it broke. I ended up gluing 2 spoons together and it formed just the right shape, but it shattered while I was waiting around for my friends to pick me up. Ugh. What have I done? My sword has come undone in front of everyone. God, I can't sing that high at all. So I hope to see you all at another convention sometime soonish, and I hope to go to some other conventions overseas, maybe for Transformers in some time. Definitely gonna keep cosplaying as other characters though, because that's an absolute blast. And I hope to make more anime reviews soon, because I have not done enough on this channel. Until then, maybe subscribe if you like my content. If you're not gonna watch it, then who cares? See you next time.